Hello guys, this is Matrix Ray, and I'm showing you some resolution comparisons between native 1440p versus native PS2. I will also be doing some frame rate testing and show you guys the best settings for ShellShock NAM67. We are using a custom resolution of 2560 by 1440p native, 16 times the anisotropic filtering, map mapping is on automatic, full direct 3D, and we are using skipdraw range 1 and 2. This seems to fix up all of the graphical glitches. You can try other skipdraw range presets, but this one seems to be working well for me. Now, you do not want to use MSI on this game as well. That seems to cause some problems. If you're using 16 times MSI at 1440p, the game costs around 2.1 gigabytes of video RAM, at least in the area I am in. Shader configuration, texture filtering of display is on, and FXAA shader is on as well. Bilinear PS2 for texture filtering is on as well. There are some HUDs that remain blocky and there are some HUDs that remain filtered, so that's good. The renderer is DirectX hardware as well. I am using MTVU. If you have more than 3 cores, I have 6 cores, I do recommend turning this on. This game does target 30 frames per second, so it's a little demanding for a 30 FPS game. So, you know, that might, you may not need it on for your configuration or your PC, but for me I need it on to keep it at consistent 30 frames. Also, I just want to mention something real quick. This game has a serious freezing problem as well, so you'll notice that the EE and the GS will drop down to 0% and the VE will be maxed out to 100%. I do not know how to fix this up, so I can't do anything about it. I've tried as many hacks as possible and I can't seem to fix it. It's very, very unfortunate, so it does make the game quite unplayable, but we're going to use it for resolution comparisons at least, so that's good. Alright, so native PS2, this game targets 512 by 448. Also, matter of fact, this game's game speed is at 50%, so we're playing the game at half the rate on software mode. Yes, the game runs very, very, very slow on software mode, as you see. The game is very, very blurry and very slow, so software mode is pretty much unplayable. Even on hardware mode, the game's kind of unplayable too. I will show you guys soon. So let's go to native 1440p real quick. So as you see, this is native 1440p. Now this game has a filter on. This is like the filter for the game in general. You can see there's a lot of noise on the screen. That's just what they did. That's what the developers did back in the day. I couldn't seem to turn it off, unfortunately, so that's just a thing you have to just put up with. Now, since this game's rendered at 1440p, I'm on hardware mode as well. With 16 times the anisotropic filtering, if you're viewing at oblique angles, it seems to be working. I don't see much aliasing at all on the ground. It's not really that blurry either, so that's good. So 16 times the anisotropic filtering is working. Yeah, it's working. So that's good. Now, this game does have a severe pop-in problem as well. You can see that the closer you get, the more it pops in. So that's very distracting because most of the levels I've played in, here we go, here's the freezing problem I mentioned. It freezes for about 3 or 4 seconds and then it unfreezes, and it happens quite frequently as well. It's very distracting, and it's actually that bad that it makes the game unplayable, in my opinion. I couldn't play much of this, unfortunately. But as you see, there's a lot of pop-in, so you can't do much about that. It's a PlayStation 2 game. And let's have another look at native PS2 real quick. So here is native PS2. You can see the ground detail looks a lot different, like the color looks different compared to the hardware mode version. So if we go back to native 1440p, you can see that the ground looks a lot different. I actually prefer the hardware mode version. It is clearer, but also the color just looks better in general, in my opinion. Maybe the other one might be better for you guys, I'm not sure yet, but anyway, if you look at these guys in the background, you can see that they are very, very, very blurry. If we go back to native 1440p, you can see that they look a lot clearer, which is really, really cool. Everything looks a lot better, so that's nice. A lot of the detail renders. Here's another freeze right here, unfortunately. If you get close to the soldiers, they render at a better detail. So if I get closer to this soldier, you can see that it pops in, the render detail pops in a lot better when you get close. But it's unfortunate that it pops in, what do you call it? The detail is, you have to get really close for the detail to pop in. Yeah, so if you stand really far away, the tires go all, boxy, see? Look at the tires are all boxy, and they render in. So yeah, you won't really notice that on software mode since it's very blurry. Now, if you look at the HUDs real quick, you can see the X and triangle button are blocky, but the text is, you know, filtered. This HUD is here is blocky as well. You can actually filter that by putting bilinear forced on if you want to. But yeah, so there you go. The HUDs don't look too bad. The artwork in the background is very, very blurry. I'd have to give credit to the text for actually aging quite well. If I go to this map real quick, you can see everything. Look here, everything's there. Looks pretty blurry as well. So yeah, that's the artwork for you in this game. It didn't age all that well, but it looks nice. Just unfortunately blurry. And here's another freeze right here. I think I'm going to drop it here, to be honest. There's nothing else much to show. This game is virtually unplayable on PCSX2, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the comparisons. I thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you later.